The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to Glenn in Massachusetts. Hey, Glenn, what's going on?
You know what is good for us is Tom O'Brien providing an unbiased source of information for us investors. You don't have an agenda. It's just to cut through everything and to give us the facts. I want to thank you.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We're out 5 days a week. We go 2 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great weekend, safe weekend. Let's make it a great week, folks. We're kicking off into March tomorrow. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Create new agreements based on love and respect. Take the responsibility to make new agreements with those you love. If an agreement doesn't work, change the agreement and create a new one. Use your imagination to explore all the possibilities. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 95, NASDAQ up 1, S&P's up 7, gold contract up $2.40, trading at $1,411 an ounce. Silver up 92 cents at $33.82. Platinum up $3 at $1,808 an ounce. Copper up 4.5 pennies at $4.47 a pound. Late sweet crude down 86 cents, trading out at 97.02. Bonds up 4 ticks at 120.27. Dollar index down 37 ticks, trading out at 76.92. Euro 138. Yen 81.79. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do we have? We go back to the 18th of February. We are at a high of 1344. We came downtown to 1294. We got down there, folks, as we barreled downtown with 1.2, 1.3 billion. Today, you're going into the downdraft from the 22nd with 1.1 versus 1.3. That's in your SPX. If you go look at the SPY, you want to see the correlation inside the SPY. What you have here is that we did 127 million shares going into 233. What that still is number one, I suspect it's an ABC down, but if it is not an ABC down, it's going to go test the 129.70. Why? We hit that low out there with 260 million. And we'll see where this little baby shake rattles and rolls. We go to the Dow Industrials. You take a look at the Dow. Dow's up up 95 today. We are at the 12,226, and same type of setup there. You're going into the downdraft of the 22nd, and you're doing that with 220 million lighter shares. The NASDAQ Composite. What the Composite did, they got it right at the close. They got it positive by a point. Composite did 1.9 billion. That 1.9 is going into 2.495 billion. If we go look at the 4Qs, what you have inside the 4Qs here is that we did 49 million. That 49 million, excuse me, folks, is going into the 92 million. You're going to need a lot more juice to get it up and over those levels. And, of course, we know inside the NASDAQ Composite, what is it all about? It's all about good old Apple. What Apple did out here today, now Apple had made a high February 16th at 364, 17 million shares. Came off that high with 29 million, came off that high with 31 million. Got into the bar today with 14 million. Apple, number one, wants to get down to the swing point of the 337. I suspect Apple wants to come down and test this 326. Why? The 326 from January 18th has monster volume. Bottom line is, though, wherever Apple goes, bottom line, that's where they're going to push this baby into. If we go over to the gold contract, we look at gold right now, what you have with gold, she did 106,000 contracts out here today. That is not enough to get it up and over because we're dealing with 255,000 contracts. The dollar index continues to bang into the lows that have been out there and continues to reject those lows. Dollar index did 18,000 contracts today versus 31,000 contracts. We are out at the 79.92, and what I suspect you're going to have tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time, folks, Good old Ben Bernanke, Helicopter Ben, is going to be speaking in front of the Senate Banking Committee. I suspect whatever he is going to say is going to put a little strength inside the U.S. dollar. Let's go to Mitch in New Hampshire. Hey, Mitch, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking the call.
Sure. Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. Now, listen, I heard that you guys had snow the last couple of days, right? 3 days ago?
It just hasn't stopped, Tom.
Oh, my God. I was talking to my daughter.
I'm moving to Florida. I love Florida.
I was talking to my daughter, and we're out in the water, and she says it's snowing. I says, it's what? I couldn't believe it. I mean, because see what happens now, folks, is it gets really whacked out. Meaning, it's really a good spring here. It's like 80 degrees here now, so it's like the last thing you'd expect to is talk with someone in Boston that's snowing. But I know it can. But it was crazy, man. It blew my mind. What are we going to look at?
BAC.
BAC. You got Bank of America. The low's 10, the high's 19.86. Okay, so what are we doing with this baby?
Don't know.
Oh, don't buy it.
No. I want to short.
Yeah, don't even think about buying it. This baby is.
I want to short it, but
yeah, well, short. Yeah, I'd go short the stock. I mean, technically, the way you have it set up is this. Technically, it looks you're at 14.29. Looks like it wants to go to 13.40, and what's wide open is 11.88. Now, that's on a technical basis. On a fundamental basis, they got some big problems. Okay, so at 5 minutes of 3 today, folks, coming across the tape. Now, I'm sure this was supposed to be held until 4 o'clock, but it wasn't. So coming across the tape is this. Okay. You got a bondholder group right now, okay, that's going after Bank of America. Now, they're going after Bank of America because of the mortgages that were sold through their countrywide unit, okay? And the way this works, folks, is that when you are selling mortgages and when they did it countrywide, there was a buyback clause inside them if there was any type of fraud or appraisals that were basically fraudulent. Well, bottom line is that number has just gone up from $46 billion in October to $84 billion. Okay, so let me read you this. But the bondholder group seeking reimbursements from Bank of America over soured home loan securities said the amount of debt it holds grew to $84 billion from $46 billion. Now, listen to who the group is, though. We're talking some heavy hitters. So the group that's going after the Bank of America is PIMCO, Pacific Investment Management, BlackRock, and the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Okay? So, bottom line is that they have some big problems, man. And, what's going to be crazy is that, of course, the Treasury saved them. And, when we were talking about this before, I expect what you're going to see here is that they're going to... The Treasury could very well step in again, but it's not going to step in until these other big animals get paid off. We'll see how they get paid off, but... There's bigger problems in Bank of America in a huge way, man. I mean, let's say October, November, December, January, February. In 4 months, that doubled. And what they're saying here is that right now, that's not over yet either. Meaning,
So, okay. So it's a good candidate for that, then, huh?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Hey, I had another question, Tom. Is there a service out there that tells you, the amount of orders that were actually placed but not filled, like buys and sells, or is it just what happens?
No, it just happens. And so what you're referring to is that when you put buys and sells in at under the market or over the market, right?
Yeah.
No, there's not. There's
so there's no statistical analysis of the supply and demand over the course of the day that sometimes those orders don't get filled.
Well, most of the time, see what the game is this. The game is that when you're putting orders in under or over the marketplace, what you try to do is you're putting small orders in and you're going for an indication. And if there are buyers or sellers there, that's what high-frequency traders are doing at all times. They're throwing orders in for 100 shares at a time, see where that market is, and see if there's anything there at all. So if they know, let's picture something. If they throw a market in, let's say a stock is trading $21.10 by $21.12, okay? If they throw an order in there, and they throw an order in that they want to basically buy at when it's trading like that, 21.12 to 21.13. If they throw something in that they want to trade at 21.11, 21.10, and they get executed too quick, they'll back away from the market in a second because they know that there's a bunch of orders underneath there at places. What they're always looking for is that they're looking for indications that there's nothing there. And when they see nothing there, right, they can't get executed, particularly on spreads that are pretty tight, well, then they go the other way. So no matter which way they're putting it, and they put them both ways, but without using a computer, you can't get your head wrapped around. You can get your head wrapped around it, but you can't do it. You know what I mean?
So the big boys see that stuff, right? Is that true? They see the orders that are in there.
No one sees it.
No one sees it.
You don't see it. No one does. They don't even see it because, like, I can put orders in. I believe you can too, depending what broker dealer get. I can put orders in all day and they don't see them. They just what ends up happening is that the only time you know it's there whether it gets executed or not.
So when I see the ask and the bids, those are real orders.
Oh, this is great. I am so happy you're bringing this up. Okay, folks, what he's bringing up is that he's bringing up it's called if it's in the NASDAQ, it's level 2. If it's in the NYSE, it's the book, okay? Folks, if someone tells you can make money on trading the book or trading the NASDAQ level 2, it's not even close. And it's not close. That used to be the game in 1992, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, even 98 maybe. That game's been over, but there's still people out there that are claiming that if you know how to read the book, it'll make you money. It absolutely will not, because that book means nothing. That book means that's bids and offers that are out in the marketplace. You go to, what kind of broker dealer do you have? Who do you have?
I just use Fidelity.
Fidelity. I believe you can do it in Fidelity. I think I would check. I believe inside a Fidelity account, right? I think you can take it and you can say, okay, I want my order hidden, and what ends up happening is that your order doesn't go out there until a price gets executed, and then it's flat out there.
Okay.
So, okay, man, have a great one. Have a safe one. Let's go to Patrick in Orlando. Hey, Patrick, what's going on?
Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
Doing great. You having a good day out there today?
Oh, man, beautiful weather.
I know, man. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Hey, Tom, I'm looking at Heckler.
Yeah.
I almost pulled the trigger, but there was a lot of volume on that today.
Yeah, don't buy it, man. Not even close. You got Heckler Mining, folks. Exploration, producer, big producer. Low is $4.50. The high is $11.56. And you have out here, this baby gave it up. The bigger silver and gold companies are not where it's at. Absolutely not where it's at right now. You got to let this baby pull back. The buy on Heckler's down at about, I see what he did. Interesting. Yeah, when you went to you stay right there, Patrick.
Okay.
Because I see what you did. You went right into 975, but now you're going to have to let it go lower. Just stay right there, though. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Coming right back, folks.